In this video, you'll learn the story of Nicole, Nikki, a 60-year-old woman whose harsh childhood experiences molded her adult life of pain, hardship, leading to the loss of her family, divorce, and complete separation from her friends and children. Watch closely as Coach Alan and NLP practitioner Helen Fong help Nicole rediscover her personal power. By helping Nicole break free from the emotional chains of a lifelong result of emotional depression. And for the first time ever, help Nicole discover her own capabilities of overcoming her own traumas that's haunted her for over a decade.
We left off with a special request from you to identify a major challenge or a reoccurring problem that shows up in your mind. Can you tell us a little bit about what that problem is?
I grew up with two parents that let me know that I wasn't what they wanted. They wanted a boy, not a girl, and that I didn't meet any of my father's standards or my mother, who was an alcoholic. When things went wrong, I would always tell myself, well, I wasn't good enough. And I've taken so many classes and courses and everything over the years on telling myself I am good enough. That's just a lie. I'm telling myself blah, blah, blah. But the past 10 years of being alone and with that narcissist, I can't shake it. And my dad died not wanting to talk to me.
You said that you were being told consistently that you were not good enough. Is that correct?
Yes.
In terms of how long you've been feeling that you weren't good enough, at what age did that begin for you?
The first memory of it is at 4, because that's the first memory of my childhood is at 4. How many years is that in total? Well, now I'm 60, so.
When you think about how heavy that sits for you, if 0 is a neutral feeling, plus 10 is like, I'm feeling really good. And you go all the way down to -10, where you just feel completely horrible. So we understand how much it affects you. If you could give it a number, a negative number, what number do you think that might be?
-5.
-5. Okay. Since 4 years old up to now, how do you feel this -5 feeling of I'm not good enough because of something Dad told me? How has that affected you?
I think it's made me judgmental. I was very judgmental of my mother, and I can't believe I thought that way about her.
Now, I can tell that you've got some feelings about this. Again, we respect that. Because we're learning about you, and we don't want to guess, we really want to understand you. Could you describe to us, what are these feelings that you're getting now as you're explaining this and having this experience with us?
I'm feeling stuck. Got up in the morning, I just walked in and sat down on the couch and looked around. I just felt like I didn't have a purpose right now. I always had a purpose in the past. There was always children, a husband, teaching, after kids at school that needed my help. Felt that that stuck loneliness and not knowing what to do next. I don't understand.
Despite the fact that you're going through this challenge, Helen and I have been, I guess you could say, fortunate enough to deal with people who have all of a sudden lost contact with people they love. Sometimes it's children, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's relatives, sometimes it's a mix of everything. The one thing that we can't say to you why that happened. You know, we're not going to BS you like that. We have no idea. But there is one thing that we can tell you for sure, is that the frustration obviously comes from not having answers. The beautiful part about what you're about to experience, you will start to notice things will come up in your life. Answers will start to appear for you. Things that you never even thought will start to show up that'll give you solutions. A lot of times we look for solutions, and believe it or not, a lot of times they're actually really close to us. Maybe not right under our nose, as the old saying goes, but a lot of times it's just an arm's reach away. But we can't see it because sometimes our problems are like this. It's like this thing that's right in front of us. If I was trying to talk to you, but this water bottle, this nice water bottle, it's Helen's, but if this water bottle was in the way, I wouldn't know if you're smiling at me or frowning. I wouldn't know if you're happy or sad. I would have to take a guess based on your voice. But this is like problems. Mm-hmm. The moment we're able to get that out of the way, then we can see very clearly as to what's really going on. So we can't give you the answers as to what's happening with your children, but I promise you, Once you do this and once you get the full effect, you'll find out things about your children that you never probably even realized before, because you'll have insights to yourself and a level of understanding of yourself that'll be so deep that you can't help but feel for what's happening to the people around you, which will give you an amazing sense of what's going on inside of them. Won't be perfect, but it'll be a hell of a lot better than what you're experiencing right now. It'll be a lot closer to getting that clarity. So we're ready to share that with you. Are you ready?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
In this section, Coach Alan uses a neuro-linguistic programming technique referred to as memory distortion. Memory distortion is a process which allows a person to change the memory pattern in their subconscious mind and enables the client to change the traumatic memory images into images less magnified and clear. The results of the change can allow the client to revisit the memory with neutral or separated feelings about the past experience, enabling them to recreate a new meaning to past memories which used to be more traumatizing and painful, now can become memories with no emotional attachment or even feelings of empowerment or emotional drive to move on. This amazing effect can happen in less than 1 hour with an experienced neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, and can be used on memories which date as far back as 50 plus years ago and beyond. Watch closely as Coach Alan walks Nicole, Nikki, through the completed process in this mind-blowing never-seen-before experience, which leaves Nikki amazed by her own capabilities to break through her past events which held her back from creating her ideal happy life for over 10 years.
Where before today's experience, you would have had some sort of thoughts that would have made you feel like you're not good enough. How is recalling this memory different for you now?
I feel stronger. Days ago, I went back to visit my dog, and my abusive ex has him, and he was mean.
Is this one of those past experiences that you would have labeled a -5?
Yeah.
And now, after this exercise, what number would you give it?
A 0.
How would you describe a 0?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. He doesn't matter.
Very nice. You're starting to get your power back, woman. Pick a time in your past where you would have said, hey, that's a -5, and tell us, how was this past memory different for you now?
He lied to the police when I wasn't home and said I scratched him. And some young new cop arrested me and put me in handcuffs in front of my students.
Now, to confirm, was this a level 5, -5 memory before?
Probably -10.
-10, okay. So now you're recalling this memory. So before this was a -10, what would you give it now?
A 0.
A 0. Getting your power back again, woman. Oh my goodness. You have no idea how excited we're feeling for you right now.
It's being in the attorney's office and having my first divorce that I didn't want.
First divorce, and what would you have labeled this? -5, -10, or something?
Probably -10.
-10. Okay, so this was a -10. As you're reliving this moment, tell us, how does this feel different to you?
It feels old.
What does that mean in terms of its influence over you?
I need to let go.
And how does it feel for you to say that?
It makes me feel like I want to walk forward.
Very nice. And what, if you had to give that feeling of walking forward a number from -10 to 0 to +10, what feeling number would you give that?
Probably a 5.
A plus 5? Yes. A +5. I got a very important question for you, friend. Your first divorce years ago, as old as it feels now, was a -10. The lying to the police officer that got you arrested was a -10. The dog, I believe you said, was a -5. Is that correct? Somewhere there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those were all heavy negatives. And you turned this around to a +5, a 0, and a 0. Emotionally, when was the last time you were able to feel this way about these past 3 events?
Never.
Never. So these 3 events that were obviously very negative to you in your life, how many years were you hanging on to these feelings? Can you ballpark that for us?
Since 2012.
So since 2012, so that ballparks to about 11 years. You're telling us that you've been feeling these negative emotions for 11 years about these past 3 events. Yeah. Whereas now you're saying that those negative emotions, one more time, where are they?
They're gone.
They're gone. And you said this is the first time you've been able to say this about these past events, correct?
Yeah.
Allow Helen and me to remind you real quick that you just transformed your emotions about something so heavy, so disastrous, that's lasted over a decade in your body. You just changed that in 30 minutes.
Thank you.
You are amazing. Helen and I are so amazed by you. You just changed yourself in 30 minutes, friend. Do you understand how powerful you are? Helen and I, we're just guides. We're just guides. We did not plant anything in you. We didn't stick anything in your brain. We're like your Google GPS. Turn left. Oh, please turn right now. In the following next 3 sections, you're gonna make a U-turn. Like, that's all we did. Do you understand that this amazing change that you're going through actually comes from you?
Yeah.
How does that feel, by the way, to experience a level of power inside yourself to make such amazing change that maybe you've never experienced before? You transformed 3 of some of the most challenging situations you've had in your past. One with your first ex-husband, the first divorce. The other one with the police coming and arresting you in front of your students. And then just a few months ago with the dog and your ex-husband. You radically changed the way you felt about that in 30 minutes. In 30 minutes. And we also did something called what we call future pacing, where we got you to imagine doing something in the future that would have caused you pain. You told us that those future thoughts, even though not real, but very close to, would normally make you feel a -5 of some level, -5 to -10, somewhere there. Yet, with not knowing what's going to happen, with not knowing how they're going to respond to you, with not knowing how to fix the problem, you still change the way you felt in yourself to something much more usable, something much more empowering. How much more empowered are you now with this negative neutral 0 to a +5 compared to being buried at -5, -10? How much more can you do with yourself now? What kind of answers can you pull out of you? My God, do you realize that today you just showed yourself you have something inside of you that you didn't even know was there, something really good. And obviously, I'm not baloneying here because we're not telling you what to feel. You're telling us how you feel.
Right.
Did you even know that you could make change inside of yourself that quickly?
No.
Today was your first day to discover that, wasn't it? We want to leave you with this. You're going to go through some struggles and challenges and problems, just like life always has given you. But in the following weeks and months, we believe you're going to show it different. Today we didn't magnify. Today we wiped. We took a lot of those negatives and we taught your subconscious brain to just shut it. You didn't suppress it. You're not hiding it. You literally created emotional separation from pain. So now you can see that event, but it doesn't hurt so much. Right? That is like taking the poison in this glass and going like this. Your glass is now empty. And guess what? You now have room to fill it with all sorts of good. And if you can tell us what that good is, like what that experiences is for you later, we can help you fill that part inside of you with parts in you that's already so strong, that's already so vibrant, that can find answers, that can help you build a future that you want versus one that you think you can kind of get. And I know that sounds bold, right? Like, are you kidding me, Alan? It's not even me. You demonstrated that you can do it starting today. We are just really good at unlocking that inside people so they can bring the best out of themselves. And I would not be saying this today, friend. I would not be saying this had you not demonstrated such a powerful change in such a short period of time. Like, we've been talking 2 hours, but the exercise itself was only 30 minutes. It was only 30 minutes. I mean, look, some people are like, I don't know, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. Go think about your first divorce. Think about it right now. What do you feel?
Not a lot.
Literally, Describe that to us. What is that?
I mean, I'm not. When you said before, what do I think instead of that? It's moving forward, and the thought of moving forward makes me happier than the thought of the pain of the divorce.
Freaking amazing. And when was the last time you were able to feel like this?
I've never have.
Bingo! It's stuck. Yeah, move to the next one. Ex-husband lied about the police. Arrested in front of your students. Oh my goodness, that was a -10 back then. Think about it. What do you feel?
That there was a lesson to be learned from that.
And the emotion that comes out of you as you say this?
I feel like I can understand someone else better in their situations because I've been there. Even though I didn't live a lifestyle of maybe a drug addiction or whatever that put me there, but it was a narcissist, but I still was there. I still went through the motions, and I still got a judge that at first the only words out of his mouth were, "Who in the hell arrested her? Get her out of here." Thank you so much. You guys are a blessing. You really are. A huge blessing. And there's a reason I joined that over 50. Over 50.
And you're welcome. And we will help you with another one and adjust things accordingly to skyrocket you. We'll help you get answers out of yourself that you didn't even know existed, because we're good at that.
Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you so much. I'll be praying for you and your families, and I just appreciate everything you did so much. You're a blessing. You are unexpected, but sent to me, and I appreciate that so much.
Extremely welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much, too. Yes.
It is our blessing as well.
Absolutely. And more to come, friend. More to come. So it's just the beginning.